emadolobheni naseComplas takhona. Warm welcome to this week's edition of Yilungelo Lakho. It's your right. Lo hlelo kulilethela konke lokuthinta nini namalungelo enu njengabathengi. Mina ke ngiSimphiwe Ncongwane. Bekunene sekusele ke liviki ngaphambi kokuthi utithole sowude egezi ngenzaba yokuthi awukawafaki ema-code lafanele ukuthi i-prepaid meter yakho isebende. So in an effort to stop the illegal sale of electricity, authorities have now introduced a new prepaid meter system that will only be accepting electricity vouchers from merchants or outlets authorized by the municipality. Asingene endzabeni yethu namhla. Prepaid electricity users have only 2 weeks to go to recode their boxes before they find themselves with tokens that cannot be loaded. Luhlelo lwaka Eskom lokufakelwa kabusha tinombolo tekuthi ke imeter box yakho ikwati kusebenta seluya ngasemaphethelweni. Uma ke usele ngemuva ungatitfola songakwati kufaka ema-units agezi. Asive ukuthi bathini bathengi kulelo hlangothi.
Ngiyenzile imeter le eyogesi Eskom is about 2 weeks ago. So manje into engikhala ngayo kakhulu ngoba igijima too much. And manje yasibulala especially singama pensioner kanje asikhoni masifake i50 rand yamba ayicedi ne2 hours especially more like igedlela or like iron.
Ngizoyapi ngoba uyangibona ngiphethwe inyawo ngihamba nangenduku na abayibheke na induku ngihamba nangenduku nomkhulu akakhoni ukuhamba njengoba umfana amile umkhulume kanjalo uhamba kanje. Ngiboneleleni abenikazi ba ugesi abangibonelele ngigugile angina muntu engathi ufundile nomkhulu uyigugele siyahlupheka nje ugesi.
Angayicode imeter yami because of confusion and those codings ziningi kakhulu izayinamba leza and zifuna umuntu oziunderstandayo and I think Eskom was supposed to babe ne program ku TV where they are showing us how to do the whole thing because iqiniso ukuthi mina I can't.
Once we go into the app wanting to buy electricity Arona, it always brings up that KRN1 and then that KRN1 number doesn't take the token harikenya electricity. So but ngale yanto angibhalele yona that lady laphana Eskom, it takes that KRN2. So I'm not sure if it's updated or what. I've been trying to go lapayana, querying it out. I went the other time and then bangitshela ukuthi akusangenwa ngaphakathi. Log a query ku Alfred. I logged a query ku Alfred, their website. Alfred wathi kimi no hamba buyela futhi laphaya. Laba the khona abangeni bantu.
Yeah, sesikodile manje before besithenga ugesi bo last isikhathi esiningi. Manje siu last isikhathi esincane besithenga boma 600 bo last 3 weeks manje awu last neviki kengeleyo.
Akusokuhle mothampolelang le ditšhomi tsa ke I know gore a ba tsebi ka reng ke ba ntšwetsitse ra botsana dilo tse di so and government if ile gore e batla gore re ye ro change di meter box ro di change ko kae ka a re tsebi and rona ra kula re tshwere ke maoto re di pensioners so a ba reletse ntho tse right le bona ge ka ban re ba votetse ge re tlo ya ko kae ka eng re nka ke mang re tsamaisa ke mang ko kae.
Sibonga kakhulu ke kumakhumalo ngalombiko nakusihlanganisela ke imibono yabathengi. Manje ukukhuluma kabanti ngalendzaba sesimukele Daphne Mokwena lo sikhulumeli saka Eskom. Daphne, very good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to the viewers.
Now singakangeni ke endzabeni yethu ke Daphne, ngicela ukuthi si-address some of the concerns by the consumers. Munye ke ukhala ngekuthi with these new electricity meter boxes they consume electricity very fast. Lo munye ukhala ngekuthi he used to buy 600 rand worth of units and it would last him almost a month. But now it lasts him a week. Lo munye ukhala ngekuthi 50 rand lasts him for 2 hours.
So it looks like because we've got what we call the inclined block tariff, which means that the more you use electricity or when you reach a certain level of usage of electricity, then your tariff basically increases. So, but that is if you are using more electricity. So, and remember over the years we've been increasing electricity. So, and surely if one is consuming more electricity, the meter, depending on what you have switched on in your house, if you have switched on, for an example, your geyser which are known to be appliances that will consume more electricity. If you are surely, if for an example, those that would have air conditioning, or those that will also switch on their heaters. So those are appliances that consume more electricity, and hence then the meter as Baba Kulmilo Guti Urana fast. But it's just because of the appliances that you are using that are using more electricity. So
But
yeah,
what's concerning is that why now? Why are different consumers complaining about the same thing now after the introduction of this new system?
So it can't be due to the new system, because the new system, nothing basically has changed except that, and I'm not sure whether they are on KRN2 or still on KRN1. But KRN2, basically what it means is that the token, your meter basically has a new, if you need to, it will expire on the 24th of November, because it won't identify the token that you'd have bought, that is KRN1. So it will only identify what we call the token identifier, will only identify those credit tokens that are on credit, that are on a key revision 2. So, or key revision number 2, that hence KRN2. But it has nothing to do with the configuration of that system in terms of changing from KRN1, because that only has to do with identification of the token. Now, hence I was talking about the issue of inclined block tariff. Maybe because there's what we call inclined block tariff. Home light, when you have used electricity of about 350 kilowatt hours, once you go beyond that, then you would pay more.
Okay.
And if you are on home power at 600 kilowatt hours, once you go beyond 600 kilowatt hours, you'll pay more if you go and buy within the same month.
Right.
So that could be the reason, but not because of the key revision number changes.
What if I've bought maybe 1,000 rands worth of units and I don't consume much electricity in my house? Come the 24th of November, what would happen to those units? Are they going to be ported to the new system?
You're still going to be able to use those that credit that you have on your meter. The only problem that you may have is if you change your meter to KRN2 and you still, for some reason, have the KRN units that you would have probably placed somewhere, and you decide to go and upload them after you have actually changed your meter. That's when that credit won't be able to be actually accepted by your meter. But whatever that is in your meter, which was bought through KRN1, even if you change your meter to KRN2, it won't be affected.
Okay.
Your credit will still be there.
Lomunye ukhala ngekuthi-ke babantu labadzala this new system is so confusing abakwati kwakufaka the new code. So logo okay nalomnye ukhala ngekuthi-ke ingabe Eskom ikhona indlela ukuthi afundzise bantfu ngekuthi ifakwa njani ke lama meter lamasha nema coding.
Maybe let me start nokuthi so this is how the process actually unfolds. So we've got about 6.9 million meters, prepaid meters that is. And out of that 6.9 meters, currently all those meters, we have made them ready. Uguti umuntu makayothenga, then they are able to get those 2 additional digit numbers.
Okay.
So that those 2 additional digit numbers then requires one to just upload them on their meters together with the credit token. So it's not different or anyhow different from how you load your credit token. Remember, under normal circumstances, when you go and buy or recharge your meter, you'll get a 20-digit number, right? So in this instance, you'll get additional 2 sets of 20-digit numbers. So these 2 sets, you start with them. So one is written KRN1. It's 20-digit number. So you will actually upload them the way you normally upload your credit token digits. Okay. And then you then follow with the KRN2 20-digit number, the way you upload your normal credit 20-digit number. then the last step that you do, it's that credit or what you'd call a supply number, which is now the one that you bought or the credit token. You upload it as normal, and once it gets accepted, then you know that your meter is changed to KRN2.
So kulaba ke labathi ke bayehluleka, what could the problem be then?
So lately we've been experiencing some customers, actually just before I came here, that is why I came a bit late, because there were some customers that were complaining that they cannot upload.
Yes.
They have bought, but they couldn't upload, so I was assisting them. So what we found out is that some of the meters were not registered. Now, if the meter is not registered and these meters are already changed to KRN2, so the customers then are unable to purchase. But as well, that what it requires from the customer, it's if customers have what we call the Eskom chat bot, which now can be accessed through WhatsApp as well. Basically on WhatsApp, you just dial 08600 37566 or 08600 Eskom. That's the WhatsApp number. And then
The number again?
08600 Eskom or 08600 37566.
Okay.
Yeah, so you save that number, and you go on WhatsApp with that number, and it will give you the chatbot. And the chatbot, obviously, it's a chat. It will chat with you. Basically, you would have to now, in this case, you'll have to update your details. And what it requires, it's just your meter number, your ID number, the province, your names, and if street address, if you have, and you can just upload those. And once your meter has been registered, it takes 24 hours for one to can be able to go and buy.
All right. Let's leave it there for now, Mokwena. Asibambe lapho kumbukele sizeshela ngasetitolo hlala kanye nathi ke siyabuya khona manje. Leli ilungelo lakho. So kumele futhi ke mbukele khumbula ukuthi incingo tethu sesivuliwe ukuthi nawe ungaba ingcenye yale nkulumo yethu namhla ungashayela icingo khona manje la e-studio ku 011 714 0671 noma ke ku 011 714 0672 ungasithumela futhi ne WhatsApp ku 060 844 9857. You can also email your thoughts to consumer@sabc.co.za or even interact with us on our Facebook page. All right, we've got our first caller. Sinanombulele ulapha ke ejozini sakumodeli hleleni sawubona.
Yebo njani bhuti?
Saphila kunjani?
Ngiyaphila.
Khuluma nami mama. What's on your mind?
Ngicela ukubuza mina uma asithi angisho ukuthi ngorobhini. Uma kusithi ugesi angukhokheli, sengifuna ukuthi ngiyothenga futhi. Uma ungangeni wenze njani? Uyakwa Eskom straight or wenze njani?
Uma ke ufuna ku load ama units agezi.
Yes, ade ungawukhokheli all along. This time usufuna manje ukuthi ufake uload. So awukhona ungena kwisigubhu wenze njani ke manje ke uya ku Eskom or wenze njani?
Okay, Nombulelo, thank you so much for calling. Siyabonga kakhulu ukusishayela ke ukhona ke Daphne Mokwena ka Eskom utakuchazela kabandi ukuthi kumele wende njani. Daphne uyabuda ke lapha ukuthi kumele ende njani. Kumele aye ka Eskom yini noma ende njani?
So basically usho ukuthi umama bekangathengi.
Yes, that's what she says.
So which would have meant ukuthi bekanganagesi.
Yes,
So there are two options that I can think of. So either because bekanganagesi, or she had electricity but she was not buying. And the only way you can have electricity when you're not buying, it means you would have bypassed your meter, or athenga angizwanga kodwa akhuluma ngaloko, or athenga kulo u-ghost vendor. Laba sebabiza ukuthi uthenga one uthola two free.
Ghost vendor.
Ghost vending. But say for an example, she had her meter bypassed. So surely that meter by now it is damaged.
No, but it's always Nyoga.
Izinyoka, yes, or part of Izinyoka. Lezi ezincane ngoba kunelezi ezi-tapper on the main network.
Okay.
Right? Ngizazibiza ezinkulu lezi.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's part because obviously it's energy theft at the end of the day, whichever you want to call it. Yes, the only way that and siyabonga ukuthi you know, is that she comes up front and ati ngiyenzi iphutha ngiyenze logo ngintshontshele Eskom kahle kahle. But yes, she needs to approach us. But what would happen is that such obviously customers will have unfortunately to fine them. There is a fine that we need to obviously penalize them with, and once they have paid that fine, we'll come and replace the meter, and so that she can buy normally as other customers and legally. So.
What if Nombulelo inherited the problem? Either she just moved into the house that had this, that was in this situation. Is it still going to be fined?
Look, if she had moved, obviously in our system, it will show that who owned, you know, that meter before. Okay. Especially if you are a new landlord. And if you are a tenant, because we also do not, since I think 3 to 4 years ago, we stopped actually having contracts with tenants. So, so if she has moved in, she just needs to inform us. On the system, we'll pick up that the meter belongs to someone else. Okay. Surely we cannot penalize her or him or her if obviously the perpetrator in this case, or whoever that bypassed this meter, is in somebody else's name.
So Gamela aye emahovisi ka Eskom or any Eskom outlet?
Well, they will need, because our offices are closed. We don't use, so we're trying to, you know, digitize as well. So hence we've got the chatbot, and hence we've got the WhatsApp number that I spoke about, which actually it's a self-service. Customers can do, you know, apply and check for, you know, their meter. They can log faults. They can do a lot of things, register their meter, update their details on chatbot. Or we've got pop-up offices, but especially now for this project. Yes. And on our website, we have actually loaded areas where in the different provinces where our pop-up offices will be. Like for an example, tomorrow we will be in the Val, but not that we will only be in the Val. So we'll be in other areas as well. Right. Yeah.
Now, Sister Daphne, are we talking of Eskom meters or the other service providers as well, like your City Power or the municipal service providers?
Yeah, the municipalities as well. So any distributor who would have had these STS or standard transfer specification meters, they would need to upgrade their meters on the 24th, because they will expire after 31 years, which is the 24th of November.
Okay.
Yes.
So what really prompted the need for this electricity meter upgrade?
Look, it's the way they were configured to that after 31 years, then the software needs to be upgraded. I suppose just like any other software, you know, you can't run it forever. You need to upgrade. So even this, in terms of token identifier, the software thereof needs to be upgraded as well, because it is expiring, because that's how they were configured from the beginning since 31 years ago.
Right, right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our next caller. Sinami Zindlebe ulapha ke Sebokeng sakumwele ehleleni sawubona.
Sawubona baba ngiyaphila.
Siphilile kunjani mama?
Sophile mina nginenkinga yami ile baba.
Yeah.
I-account asi ama-prepaid, ile ama-old account. Labe bathumela khona ama-statement.
Or postpaid.
Yeah, i-post, yeah. So manje sibesitraya ukuthi si-upgrade. Lama number awasangeni. Sitrying konke but ayithenga awangeni. So sifuna ukuthi senze njani ukuthi nathi si-upgrade.
Okay, ngicela ubambe ke make ukhona ke Daphne Mokwena from Eskom takuchazela. Ungakhuluma naye.
Yeah, so this upgrade that we're talking about is only for prepaid meters.
Okay.
So postpaid meters, or those that get the bill out of, after 30 days or whatever days after they have used electricity, they shouldn't, this won't affect them.
Oh, kumele bachubeke nge
Bona
postpaid.
bazoqhubeka postpaid, there's no need for them to upgrade anything.
Okay.
So this is only for those meters that are STS meters that are prepaid meters.
Okay.
Yes.
Make Zilebe sama kakhulu ukushayela ke lapha eSibokeng, ngiyathemba ukuthi sowuvile ukuthi ke ungakhathateki make utaqhubeka nge postpaid yakho ngoba lolu hlelo lusha angeke lunithinze nini be postpaid. Thank you so much for your call. Kwanye nibukele asiphinzele ngasethi market, will be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Our participation lines are still open for you to take part in our conversation this afternoon. Ungashayela icingo khona manje lapha e-studio ku-011-714-0671 noma ke 011-714-0672. You can also send us a WhatsApp to 060-844-9857 or catch us on our social media platforms. Alternatively, you can email your thoughts, your views, your questions to consumer@sabc.co.za. Namhla ke sikhuluma ke ngeluhla lolusha la Eskom lekushintsha ema-meter box lamasha, upgrading of the new meter boxes. Sina Daphne Mokwena losikhulumele ke saka Eskom. Labanye ke bafuna kwathi ke Daphne ukuthi do they have to change the meter boxes for this new system to kick in?
Yeah, and that's why we're saying this is, a very simple process, because there's no need to change your meter box.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just for you to just load those numbers, additional 20-digit numbers, 2-digit numbers, which is 40 numbers. You just upload them. As you upload your credit token, and your meter will be upgraded once.
Recording status number, right?
So basically that process is that you are recoding your meter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a 20-digit number. Ngoba vele bathi yinze le nombolo ngiyiphi lo isini?
So when you go and recode your meter, meaning upgrade your meter or update your meter, because this will expire if you don't do that on the 24th.
Yeah.
So maybe just to repeat, you get 2 when you go and buy, saying you're paying electricity for 50 rands.
Yeah.
So I'll get a token for 50 rands. Remember, that token will come as a 20-digit number, right? But in addition to that, I'll get 2 20-digit number, 2 sets of 20-digit numbers. So when I get home, the only thing that I need to do, so that number, those 2 numbers, one of the numbers is written KRN1, the other one is written KRN2, and then the other one is the supply number. So, mangifike ekhaya, ngistarta ngale ebhalwe KRN1. I start by just punching in that 20 digit.
So lena that's on the screen right now, nglo KRN1.
So ngizoza kule.
Okay.
Ngizoza kule. So mangiceda ngo KRN1, then I punch in another number which is written on my slip, KRN2. Once I've done that, then I load my credit, lay 50 randing tengengayo, which would be written as supply number. Then I load it on the meter as well. Once all those numbers are accepted, and ngizangazo in those steps as I named them. And then once they are accepted, then my meter is upgraded. Then on the 24th, I don't have to, stress out to, thinking that my meter won't be working.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, for an example, because even today I got one of the customers asking me, I've done this like several months ago where I was given 2-digit numbers, everything went smoothly. I loaded those numbers, but I'm just afraid now that it's towards the 24th of November. Do I have to do it again? So you only do it once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you only do it once. Now, if you are, for some reason, not sure as to whether, have I really done this process or not? Ne?
Yes.
Then you can dial in that number or punch in that number that you see on the screen.
Okay.
The 1844 number. It's a 20-digit number. You just punch in that number. Once you've punched in that number, on your screen, it will either show 1 or KRN1 or 2 or KRN2. Now, if it's 1 or KRN1, then you know, Guti, you have not updated your meter.
Okay.
If it says 2 or KRN2, then you know that your meter is updated. You don't have to worry.
I see.
Yes.
All right. Let's now take another caller. Sina Princess ula eJozi. Sakumele ehleleni sawubona.
Yabona njani Nkosi?
Siyaphila kunjani mama?
Sikhona ngizothi caphu ngiyacabanga usizongeza.
Yeah. Khuluma nathi mama.
Nginenkinga ye-meter box la. I-meter box yami ayisasebenzi. Ngidiscover mabeqeda mangiqeda uku-extender now last year. Singenza follow up no Eskom, they're saying i-box line was never at all registered. Ngangena ebhondini ngo-96. Ngithi mina kungani lingarejistiwe ngoba phela mangingena ebhondini ngo-96 ngakwazi ukuthenga ugesi till I have a problem nelokhu zayo. But kimi kwa-Eskom it's not totally registered. I-number yami mabeyi-check-a ku-system ivela eFerrenacheng. I-house number yami mabeyi-check-a ku-system ivela eFerrenacheng. Mina ngina-box.
Lokusho ukuthi ke umthola kanjani ngegezi? How do you access electricity?
Ugesi bathi bona mabezo-check-a kwa-Eskom box bathola ukuthi ine-fault. Bangithethe okay siyabona ukuthi line-fault i-box but ngatsipha honestly. Ngatsipha ngoba nganginomntwana omncane ongakwazi ukuhlala ngaphandle kogesi. Ngatsipha bathi ngeke sikucimele but hamba ubhadala i-fine. Ngahamba ngayibhadala i-fine bathi bazongilethela i-box. I-box alikaze lafika. It's then now that I've discovered ukuthi i-meter number yami, i-house number yami ibiza ibhunu eFerrenacheng. Iyona ngxaki yami na ukuthi manje njengoba kulungiswa izinto zika-Eskom, how do I go about mina to solve the problem?
Okay, so Princess, thank you so much for your call. Saba ukhwele kusishayela. Bakhona ba Eskom la e-studio batakusita kulolu hlangothi. Mam Daphne ngamsita kanjani?
Yeah. Because the customer is saying that what I understand, the 2 meter was faulty.
Yeah.
But he had bypassed, hence they made her to actually pay the fine.
Yes.
And they didn't come to actually replace that meter because ngingathatha angazi ukuthi ngizothola kanjani ama details akhe so that we can just check, because on the system we can check ukuthi ubhadale i-fine, and then if ubhadale i-fine then we can then go and actually replace that meter so that she can the meter can run as the other meters, obviously making sure that nayo ulegal. But obviously that information,
but our team of producers will definitely share that information with you.
Yes, that information should be on our system, and we'll check, because I don't understand why umita wake so biza eFerrenacheng or under ibunu when so we'll obviously that we'll have to investigate and find out. But if she had paid the fine and it should show on our system, and we should be able to replace the meter. I'm not sure why they didn't replace the meter, but I think we can investigate that.
All right, Princess, ngiyatsemba ukuthi so vile ke utawu investigator and then baka Eskom batakuthinza bayisolve ke leyo nkinga yakho. Thank you so much for your call. Now, ikhona ni support that will be given to consumers during this transition. Noma ke kumele vele batendele konke.
Yeah, I think the first one maybe that I need to talk about, because my sister show, they were talking about, some of the customers talking about meters that are running, and I cannot afford. So maybe let me start by, because we note that we've got about, now I'm also counting municipal customers. So we know that we've got about 10 million indigents. So people that cannot afford, for an example. Or those communities that are disadvantaged. And they can be helped through indigent policy. For an example, in Eskom, they get what we call a free basic electricity. And for now, it's a 50 kilowatt hours that it's received per household. But what they need to do is that they need to go and register at their municipal offices to say, mina angsebenzi, or whatever the issue is, or at I earn below the breadline, or whatever the issue may have been that the person find herself in that situation that actually disables or that person to afford electricity. So we can make sure that they register bathola u-FBE, or free basic electricity. Now, in terms of the support for KRN, as I said, that we've got the WhatsApp, we've got the chatbot, but we also have those pop-up offices. That we have newsletters, and we are also on local radios to say our pop-up offices will be at these venues, at these places, on which days. So those, we encourage customers to use those pop-up offices so that they can get the assistance if they are still struggling.
Please hold your thought. Yeah, as Ishie Lapoge will continue this conversation in just a moment. For now, let's take another commercial break. Stop in this buoy in just a moment. Asikomukele futhi mbukele ke 011-714-0671 and 011-714-0672 are our participation lines. They are on your screens right now. Ungaphuthelwa, thatha licingo lakho usishayele licingo khona manje kuvakelisa umbono wakho noma ke ubute umbuto about the new upgraded meter boxes aga Eskom. Ungasithumela futhi ne WhatsApp ku 060-844-9857. You can also email your views and your thoughts, your questions to consumer@sabc.co.za. Ungasithinza futhi na ku Facebook. And we've got our next caller, Sinamonde ulapha ke Mbizana. Sakumukela ehleleni sawubona. Molo tata unjani?
Sipilile tata khona njani?
Khonto tata, thetha nathi ba.
Tata ndine prepaid, ndisebenzisa prepaid box. And the box yami zakudala. But sandenzela kakuhle. Ngoku bendiyothenga umbane. Kwaphuma eza numbers ezininzi ebendizokuthethwa ngazo apha. Ndizifakile ke khange kube khona ngxaki. Ngoku na into endicela ukuyazi uba ereyidweni kuthethwa ngoba kune-cut off date apho Eskom. Ndihlala ndikucacelwa uba ngoku isebenza kanjani le nto okanye mna ndindawuni because andikanaproblem ngonesigubhu sami. Kodwa ke ngondirhala ukwazi ungathi kanti khona into ebefana uba ndiyenze endingazuyenza kude kufike laa date.
Sorry tata, andivanga kakuhle. Uthe ingxaki yakho yintoni?
Ndithi ingxaki yam kukhona into ebesiyive ereyidweni ithethwa. Kusithiwa kune-registration yezigubhu, andiyazi kurejistwe ezitheni. Ngoba ke mna kudala ndisebenzise sam. Ngoko ndifuna ukuva uba andichaphazeleki nakule nto kuthiwa kune-cut off date engo-24 kaNovemba.
Okay, tata siyabonga kakhulu ke kusishayela. Baka Eskom bakhona ke, they will help you through. Ungakhona umchazela sister.
If I understand utata uthi isigubhu sakhe sisebenza kahle.
Yes.
And uthole la these many numbers.
These long numbers, yeah.
Yes. So utata, what he just needs to do is ukuthi afake le number angasizwa nakabantwana if bakhona lapha kubhalwe KRN1 asithathe ngalezo 20 digit number asifake nje njengafaka maka recharge meter every month or every time he goes and buy, and then follow with the number that is written KRN2, bese the number that's written supply number, then meter yakhe izabe ilungile.
Look, so it's 3 numbers like that.
Yeah, it's only 3
KRN1.
KRN1.
KRN1. Apinza fagile, let's say KRN2.
20 digits nayo.
Yes.
Makaqeda ame kancane bese ufaka le ethi supply.
Supply.
Yes,
okay.
Le ile manje athenge ngayo. And then ma ibonisa ke ukuthi i-rechargeile imeter yakhe, then the meter it means is updated. If utata usafuna ukuchecka ukuthi imeter yakhe is it registered indeed, then he can use that number that you were showing on the screen that starts with the 1844 number.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, tata siyabonga kakhulu ushayela ngiyathemba ukuthi usitakele kulolu hlangothi.
Marumita wakatata
Yeah.
right awufuna ukuchangewa
Awufuna ukutshentsha,
yena
yeah.
fanele nje acofe lawa amanamba lawa awanikiwe.
Okay. So, le recoding, how will it impact energy efficiency or even conservation?
It has nothing to do with energy efficiency because it's just a matter of you or the meter having to expire because of it won't recognize the old tokens. I mean the old tokens or numbers. It will only identify these new other or KRN2 numbers.
Okay.
So in terms of efficiency, we still remember we're running programs under our demand supply program where we are educating customers ukuthi yini ama appliances la adonsu ugesi omningi so that they don't use so much, or what are they supposed to do, especially in winter. But thanks ukuthi manje we are in summer, but in summer we know labo bana ama aircon ukuthi they obviously aircons do use a lot of electricity. Geysers use a lot of electricity. If for an example cisha igeyser mawungayisebenzisi, cisha umbali in the rooms that you are not using electricity, so that you can also save electricity. And manibilisi ketlele, not everyone angithi lekhaya umunye nomunye so uyopressa ama siyophuza itiye. So can we not just use one kettle, boil one kettle and drink tea probably at the same time if we want to really save? But there is a lot of ways that people can save energy, and I think on our X or social media, there's a lot of education that we are doing even on our website in terms of how people can actually save energy and be energy efficient, and that actually also helps them not to pay a lot of money as well.
Okay, you know, Daphne, I've got so many questions and with little time, unfortunately, but let's take our final commercial break. We'll be right back. Do join us after this. Welcome back, everybody, to our very final segment. Saqhubeka futhi nenzaba yethu namhla sikhuluma nge-upgrading of the Eskom meters or electricity meters. But before we do that, let's take our final caller. Sina Ayanda ulapha Lady Smith. Sakomukela ehleleni sawubona.
Yebo sawubona kunjani?
Siphilile kunjani ma?
Yebo siyaphila.
Khuluma nathi ma. What's on your mind?
Uphilile ukulenyanga lo singadinga
Sicela uphakamise live, asikuva kahle, sicela uphakamise live mama.
ngithi kulo nyaka sithenge ugesi.
Ya, khuluma silalele mama.
Yebo masithenga ugesi shuthe uphume ney'namba ezokumele uyifake egesini eziwu-20 ezokuqala, eziwu-20 ezesibili, neziwu-20 ezesithathu.
Yes.
Kwathiwa-ke kumele siyifake zonke ngokulandelana kwazo. Mesiyifaka-ke zonke ayizange sizoyivume, still kwabhala nje yathi reject, awuvumanga ngisho ukungena. Lowo gesi esaze sawulahla ngoba awuvumanga. Bengifisa ukwazi-ke mina ukuthi sekumele wenze njani ngoba kubuye kuhluphe ngaleso sikhathi.
Okay, sicela ubambe ke khona le kafuna ukuva ke Sis Daphne from Eskom.
Yeah. So usisi uthi she got the numbers, but then they couldn't upload.
Yeah, because it got rejected.
It got rejected. So I'm not sure what the issue could have been, but what she could have done is just to call Eskom, because we also do have a contact center.
Okay, ngicela ukhulume naye
Yes.
ukuselanini khona manje.
Yes. So Sisi, I think you can call then our contact center, which is also 0800, again 0860037566. Nabo bazakusiza, or if I can repeat the number, 08600 37566. Nabo bazokusiza, because then there may be an issue where they need to give you maybe additional 20-digit numbers or assist you to ensure that your meter does take those numbers. But bona bana the means and ways of how to assist customers, especially those that are struggling like Usis.
All right, Bayanda, the number is on the screen right now, and we certainly hope that you will be assisted. Satsemo sibaga Eskom batakusita. Ingabe ikhona nilenye indlela yokushayela ka Eskom ngoba hey maye kuyahlala napha kuma call center man. Kuphela bo 10 minutes solo sibambile kanzi nale airtime sibabede man.
That is why we have actually developed the self-services channels that we have currently.
Yeah.
Lama WhatsApp, lama chatbot, so that so uhlulekile le call center bese we use only mase uhlulekile kulama self-service channels that we have. But we do encourage you to start ngawo, because they do work. Once you've got, because it doesn't mean that you have to talk to someone. Once wenzile chatbot utholi reference yakho, tina nathi siyitholile ngale bese senzani, when you log a fault, for an example, when we see that you have logged that fault, we then dispatch a technician ukuthi ize if that's a fault. Or sometimes you just want to know your details, you just want to update the details. Kunokuthi ufoli iline le ubhadale le mali eningi. On chatbot, you can just go to chatbot. There is a part that asks you for updating your details. You can just update your details there. It will be received on the other side by Eskom, and it will be updated on the system. So if you find no mama lapha une postpaid meter, ufuna ukubona ibhili yakhe ukuthi imalini, there's no need ukuthi uyo ukhola or ufonele call center and ume leyo queue or waste imali yakho. You just need, you can always use that chatbot or that WhatsApp through that 08600 37566 on WhatsApp. You can check your bill there, and there's no need uguti, unless if there's really a problem that needs you need an agent that you need to talk to.
Got you.
Yeah,
got you.
but maybe I'm not sure that was my last.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
just before you move on to the next point, any chance that these upgraded or updated meter boxes can be tampered with?
Look, and tampering, maybe let's start to guti tampering from Masi start guti it's illegal and it's a criminal offense.
Yes.
And we really discourage customers from doing those illicit behaviors, and we encourage those that have done njengosisi to just obviously approach Eskom. And ngoba angithi so use umtlakasi or ugesi for all these years for mahala. So what we charge you as Eskom, it's even not worth what one would have used. So we do charge about 6,050,
Sure.
2 rands. So to avoid that is to use electricity legally. But so that's the fine, unfortunately, that we fine customers, because maubega, this customer over lawyer says bega no case for how long? I mean, it's over lots of years. And if you've got back rooms, it's even worse. It means that you have used so much electricity for free. And that's not just the issue. The other issue is that when you have bypassed the meter, you are affecting the community, your local community as well. Because remember, what you're doing is you are also overloading that local network. And hence we talk about this load reduction. Other than load reduction, because of the issue of overloading, which actually leads to what? Transformers failing, and my transformer failing, it affect us as a community.
Yes,
and even those communities that, are doing the right things, they end up being affected by those that are doing the right thing. And I think as a community member, sifanele ukuthi siphile sibambane as a community, senze the right thing so that we protect this infrastructure belongs to us and we need to protect it as a community.
Lokusho ukuthi izinyoka ngeke zikhona ukuba ukhotha these new meters manje.
So those that are using ghost vending, for an example, once come the 24th of November, so those ghost vending tokens or whatever it is that they use won't be working on those meters.
Okay, even if you purchase online?
So if you purchase online, it's good, because if you purchase online, you still get your, to update, you still get your additional 20-digit number, and once you have updated your meter, then you can still buy as usual.
Okay, unfortunately we're out of time, but before I let you go, please share your contact details, all the contact details that consumers need to be in touch with.
Yes, so we've got the chat bot that they can just go into Google and just type Eskom Alfred, and they can follow chat bot distribution and then follow the prompts. And we've got the 08600 37566, which is a WhatsApp number that they can save on their phones, and they can WhatsApp. And then we also have the chatbot, as I said, that they can use as well. And then lastly, if I have really done everything else and I still haven't...
We really have to go, but unfortunately we're out of time. But thank you so much for your invaluable input and insights on this matter. We certainly hope that all consumers will be assisted. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Kwanyela umbukeli. Sasifika emaphethelweni hlelo lethu namhla. Ngithangibonga ivakashi lethu ngesikhathi sabo. Ngithanda bonga kanye nani babukeli ngekuba nathi kuze kube manje. Asihlangane futhi ngesikhathi lesitako la kumahamba phambili SABC 1 eMzansi for sure na ku SABC Plus. Lapho sitanilethela futhi indzaba leyo elitawusenza wena nemalungelo akho njengemthengi. From me Simphiwe Ncongwane and the entire team, nisala kahle, wishing you a great week ahead. Cheers.
Yilungelo